Why didn't you tell me? If I'd known, I would've. Ha. Who do you think you are? I have nothing to do with an old man about to turn 60 who can't even make a decent decision. What a shame. I had feelings for you since we got married, but now, I don't feel anything anymore. My name is Nancy. My husband Max and I have worked hard together to raise our 2 children. Our youngest just reached adulthood. Raising kids for over 20 years was challenging, but having them in my life gave me strength. I am incredibly grateful for their support. Max has been supportive too, which made me believe he was a dependable husband. That is, until one day changed everything. I left work early and went home. When I opened the front door, I could hear Max and our son Aaron talking and laughing. Hey, you know I turned 20 this year, so I think we can start what we've been planning. Yeah, actually, I was thinking the same thing. We're father and son after all. When should we tell her? You're right. Maybe I'll bring it up this weekend or so. I'm really excited about it. I wonder how she'll react. I think she'll cry and beg us to stay together. Oh, how tragic. When will Abby become my new mother? She's always ready to step in. All that's left is for me to divorce her. Their conversation was full of happiness, completely unaware that I was standing right outside their door, listening. I felt blindsided. I thought we were a happy family, but now Max and Aaron were discussing divorce and a new marriage, as if I were just an afterthought. They even seemed excited about replacing me. What had I been missing all this time? I was in shock, my phone recording their conversation automatically. After capturing enough, I walked out of the house, feeling lost. I sat outside a nearby cafe, watching a mother with her young child, my heart itching as they passed by. What had I done to make Aaron hate me? And Max, was he really so quick to move on with Abby? What was I thinking? Max and Aaron seemed to have met Abby numerous times already. It felt as if my own son wanted me gone. What about my daughter? The anxiety overwhelmed me as I wondered if Melanie might feel the same way. Panic surged through me, and I grabbed my phone, dialing her number. The phone rang once, then twice. Hey, what's up? How are you doing, Melanie? What's wrong? Your voice sounds off. Where are you? I'm at the usual cafe near our house. Okay, I'll come over right away. Just wait there. Melanie had always been independent. As the eldest, she never asked Max or me for financial help, even through college. Now, working and living on her own earnings, she remained fiercely self-reliant. Yet, despite her independence, she was willing to drop everything and come to me. Melanie arrived at the cafe in no time, looking concerned. Mom, what happened? I struggled to find the right words, torn between revealing the truth or keeping it hidden. My throat felt tight, and I couldn't decide how much to tell her. Could it be about Dad? Melanie's serious gaze met mine. I nodded, overwhelmed. Hey, Melanie. I'm wondering if there's anything you want me to change or if there's something you don't like about me as your mother, I said hesitantly. Melanie looked at me confused. What do you mean? Well, now that Aaron is 20 and has started his adult life, I finally have more time to focus on myself. I thought it was a good moment to reflect. Melanie stared at me. Mom, no. There's nothing about you that needs fixing. I'm only grateful for you. You and Dad worked equally hard, but it was mostly you who took care of me and Aaron, she added. Really, your father worked hard too, I said, trying to defend him. He just did what was expected. It's only natural to work hard at your job, Melanie replied, but if I think about it, Dad wasn't really involved in family life. He didn't help much with raising us. Melanie's serious expression made me uneasy. What's going on with you and Dad? Tell me everything. I'm not a child anymore, and maybe I can help. Her insistence caught me off guard. What? I'm in shock. I'm in shock too, Melanie said, nodding. But what are you going to do? I suppose I'll have to get a divorce, I admitted reluctantly. Yeah, I think that's the best course of action. "Let me hear the recording," she said. Though hesitant, I let Melanie listen to the recording. Her reaction was intense. "Can't forgive them for this. Mom, we need more than just the recording. We need concrete evidence. I'll ask my friend for help. For now, stay at my place tonight," Melanie instructed. The next day, Melanie had the day off, and she went out early. I went to work as usual, but Melanie contacted me later. "Mom, let's meet up after work and go to the detective agency." "All right, thank you." "And don't worry," I said, feeling a mix of relief and anxiety. "I found a lawyer," Melanie informed me. "Okay, I understand. Thank you so much," I replied, feeling a sense of relief. Melanie had swiftly organized everything needed for a smooth divorce process. That evening, after finishing my duties, I went to the detective agency to meet her. "So, here's the plan," the detective explained. "You'll have 3 days to gather evidence of the affair." "That's the plan," I confirmed. "Based on what I heard in the recording, it seems my husband doesn't realize how serious this is. But I'm ready for whatever comes next." "Understood. I'll make sure to do a thorough job," the detective assured me. "I'll compile the evidence and report back in 4 days." To my surprise, he asked me to come back in just 2 days. "I've managed to gather all the evidence sooner than expected," he said with a smile. "Really? That's impressive. Thank you," I said, eager to see what he had found. The evidence was shocking. Max appeared to be completely open about his affair, strolling around town hand in hand with his mistress. Some of the photos were disturbing and far more explicit than I had anticipated. The evidence told the story in a way that left no room for doubt. I took the evidence to the lawyer's office for my appointment. The female lawyer assigned to my case shared that she had also been divorced and had experienced betrayal similar to what Max had done to me. Despite her understanding, she found the situation almost laughable in its audacity. She explained that the legal process would involve more than just alimony and detailed the various methods we could use. It was a chaotic week, but by the end of it, I had secured a substantial alimony settlement and finalized the divorce. Melanie and I then went to see my in-laws with the evidence. I would be lying if I said I didn't feel a pang of sadness. My in-laws had always been kind to me, but it was necessary for them to see the truth. My father-in-law, Albert, was visibly enraged, while my mother-in-law, Sarah, looked horrified. "I never imagined our son would act like this at his age," Albert said, his voice shaking with anger. "I'm so sorry. I can't believe he's my own son. It's disgusting," Sarah added. "Thank you for your time today," I said, trying to keep my composure. With these results, I'd decided to proceed with the divorce. "I wanted to inform you of our situation personally." Albert nodded in agreement. "It's understandable that you're divorcing him." Melanie then played the recording of Max and Aaron's conversation for my in-laws. Their reactions were intense. "Grandpa, it's not just Dad. Aaron is horrible too," Melanie said, showing them the extent of the betrayal. Sarah listened intently, nodding at Albert's comments. "Nancy, if you're divorcing him, please visit us from time to time. You're part of our family now. Don't worry." "I won't let Max set foot in this house again," I declared firmly. "Thank you so much," I said, turning to my in-laws. "I'm incredibly grateful to both of you. You've been like real family to me." I was overwhelmed with emotion, tears streaming down my face. My in-laws had been so kind from the beginning of our marriage, and I had cherished them deeply. The thought of not seeing them after the divorce was painful, but their willingness to disown their own son for my sake was heartening. The next day, I confronted Max and Aaron. Melanie and my lawyer accompanied me. Max had not reached out to me at all during my 4-day absence, which spoke volumes about his feelings. When we arrived, Max and Aaron were already there. My lawyer, Natalie, introduced herself. "I'm Natalie, Nancy's lawyer. I'm here for the divorce proceedings," she said, shaking hands. Max looked surprised but quickly regained his composure. Oh, you want a divorce? Fine, let's get it over with. But I'm taking what I can from it. Aaron, with his usual smugness, seemed almost pleased by the turn of events. Perfect. A quick divorce and we're done. You'll just get the alimony, right? Can you handle that, Dad? Max's reaction was a mix of frustration and resignation, as if Aaron's comment pushed him to stand his ground. Yes, I suppose so. It does simplify things, doesn't it? It's a shame Abby isn't here for this, Mitali remarked. How do you know about Abby? I asked, surprised. Of course, we're aware, Mitali responded, indicating that the affair was common knowledge. I know you've been seeing each other every day, I said, confronting Max. It makes sense if Abby is one of your business partners. You've been involved both professionally and personally. Oh, so you know about Abby? Max retorted. Well, since you're aware of everything, it's simple. I don't want a mother like you. You're just an old, dirty woman. I want a young, beautiful mother like Abby. You've got to be kidding me. I shot back. Who do you think helped you become who you are? It was Mom, not Abby. Mom worked just as hard as anyone else and managed the household too. Hey, Melanie, how can you speak about your own father like that? Max protested. I don't even see you as my parents anymore, Melanie snapped. Besides, Aaron called Mom that person too. Why is it okay for him but not for me? I've always hated how you contradict everything, she continued. And how can you call yourself a decent parent when you're seriously involved with a woman 20 years younger than you? If you were single, I wouldn't care about the age difference, but you have a family. It's creepy and gross. Melanie's words left Max speechless. Dad, that's enough. Let's get him out of here and invite Abby over. You're right. Bring me the divorce papers, Max said, resigned. I pulled out the divorce papers I had prepared. Max was caught off guard by the immediacy but with Aaron's urging, began signing them. We'll be claiming $140,000 for alimony and property division, Aaron said. The property is valued at $50,000, and the alimony is $40,000, based on your annual income. It's a fair amount. Dad, just pay it. Abby will handle the rest, Melanie added. Fine, Max agreed. Afterwards, Max transferred exactly $140,000, and I submitted the divorce papers to the government office. Despite not using the evidence from the detective agency, the divorce was finalized on our terms. Hey Mom, can I have the data? Melanie asked. Sure, but what do you need it for? I inquired. Don't worry about it, she said with a reassuring smile. I won't use it for anything bad, I'd assured Melanie, deciding to let her handle the data. A week later, I started receiving angry calls from Max. After work, I finally answered one of his calls and his frustration was evident. What's the meaning of this? He demanded. I'm not sure what you're talking about, I replied. You knew everything, didn't you? Knew about what? Max snapped. About Abby, I said. Are you referring to the fact that you and Aaron are both involved with her, or the truth that Abby being the CEO's daughter is a lie? There was a long pause on the other end of the line. It's disgusting and strange that both a father and son would date the same person, I continued. Shut up, Max yelled. I've also been fired from my father's company. Well, that's not surprising, I said coldly. It's all your fault, and now I can't even reach Abby. Abby got fired too, you know, I added. She was involved in an affair and embezzled company funds. Why didn't you tell me? If I'd known, I would have. Huh, Max interrupted, his voice rising. Who do you think you are? I'd have nothing to do with an old man about to turn 60 who can't even make decent decisions. I used to have feelings for you, but now I don't feel anything. After telling him off, I blocked his contact information. That same day, Aaron persistently called me. Hi Mom. Grandpa won't help me with my tuition fees. You deserve that, I said. Ask your father for help. Well, you see, Aaron hesitated. Dad gave all his money to Abby. I can't even reach Abby anymore, he added. I couldn't help but burst into laughter. Well, yes, I said, she's upset about money and even embezzled from the company. She views her father as just a cash cow. I bet you gave her all the money you earned from your part-time job too. You're a real jerk, I continued, laughing at your own child's misfortune. Yes, I'm a jerk, Max admitted. And I take part of the blame for how you turned out. At least I did you a favor by divorcing your father. Then pay for my tuition if you're a parent, Aaron demanded. It is my duty, I said. But since I'm a jerk, I'm not giving you any money. With that, I hung up the phone. I couldn't bring myself to block Aaron's contact, hoping that someday he might reflect on his actions and we could talk again. Later, I found out that Aaron had taken a job and distanced himself from his father. My parents-in-law informed me that Max had gone missing. He used to visit them frequently asking for money, but then he suddenly disappeared. Now nearing 60, I'm focused on living a healthy life and preparing for the arrival of my grandchild. My new chapter is starting brightly. It's clear that Max and Aaron were both duped by a gold digger. I hope Max reflects on his actions and realizes that the money he lost was part of his own tuition fees. Thank you for watching until the end. Please subscribe to our channel, and see you in the next video.